watching The Seven from WATE 6 on your side.
Good evening and welcome to The Seven. Good to be with you. I'm Don Hudson. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. And topping the list, new details tonight about a large fire in Crossville, that area. It broke out at the Crossville Hardwoods, and 9 fire stations responded to it. When firefighters arrived, they saw light smoke coming from a silo at the company. It didn't seem like that big of a deal. But then around 11 this morning, a dust explosion happened, blowing the top off of an 80-foot silo. At the time, it was about 50% full with extremely dry sawdust. At last check, firefighters are still on the scene. No injuries, though, have been reported. You know, fire is a big concern right now due to the weather. Sevier County remains under a high fire danger risk. Unfortunately, recent rains were not sufficient to decrease our local threat for fire. Due to increased risk, no burn permits, will be issued within Sevier County, and please, they say, refrain from any open debris burning. All right, for more on this, let's turn things over to Assistant Chief Meteorologist Victoria Cavalieri to talk about the rain and lack of rain, I guess.
Yeah, Donna, we did see some rain last night, which was good news. At this point, any sort of rain that we can see is going to help our drought conditions. But the rain last night didn't eliminate those conditions. I want to kind of get you up to speed. This is our percent of average rainfall graphic. And when you look at this, what you want to look for is things near 100%. You'll notice we're well below that, indicating we're still seeing below average rainfall totals over the past month. Looking at what we can expect going into the next couple of days, what we're going to notice is that we stay mainly on the dry side for Thursday and Friday, and then we'll start to gradually bring back in those rain chances. Temperature readings today have stayed pretty cool. We're at 54 in Knoxville, 49 in Wartburg, and 46 in Crossville. Tonight we'll drop down into the 40s overnight, but I am tracking another rain chance this weekend. I'm going to break down some more details on when that rain chance arrives coming up.
All right, Victoria, thank you. Next on our Big 7 list, good changes are coming to Campbell County as residents there are still feeling the loss of Georgia's prepared foods. State and local leaders announcing the arrival of Gold Creek Foods, a poultry processing plant that aims to bring jobs and growth to the community. 6 on Your Side reporter Paige Weeks has more.
Don, this is good news for anybody who was laid off back in the summer who are hoping to get into a familiar line of work right there in Campbell County. Although the plant will be owned by a different company, the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development says it should be familiar enough to prevent a steep learning curve. If the hiring process goes as smoothly and quickly as officials hope, over 200 people could be employed by February.
Be excited. Be happy for your neighbor, be happy for yourself. We're going to try to continue. We're going to try to continue to build industrial jobs and tourism together and try to bring more opportunities to Campbell County. We hope that we're supported in this like we were on this plan here. Really good plan.
We have more information about Gold Creek Foods and its potential impact on Campbell County right now on WATE.com. Don?
Paige, thank you very much. Now in the 7, some safety information to take seriously. Trails in the Smokies are now closed because of bears. The National Park Service announcing that move in the last half hour or so, saying a lot of bears are feeding on acorns right now in some of the spots by the trails. And these aren't trails just out in the backcountry. They're the Gatlinburg trails between the city and Sugarlands, the visitor center there, plus the Twin Creeks Trail between Gatlinburg and the Twin Creeks Science Center. Gatlinburg is saying that these are temporary closures until further notice, giving bears time to feed on natural foods while keeping visitors safe. Now, park rangers telling us the same thing that we heard last night from TWRA, that bears are bulking up on foods like acorns right now so their stores of fat can carry them through the winter. Rangers say they'll often gorge for 12 hours a day, concentrating around places that have a lot of food. And while bears are usually wary of people, they might be aggressive if they feel like they have to defend their food source. This also comes just 3 days after a bear was euthanized due to an attack on someone staying at a Gatlinburg rental cabin. Not far from those trails, by the way. We've posted bear safety resources on our website with this story, WATE.com. Next on our list, a roadway in Sevier County fully reopened Wednesday after a bridge was washed out due to heavy rains earlier in the year. The Jones Cove Road Bridge over Wilhite Creek has officially reopened to traffic after construction crews finished the project early Now, back in July, heavy rains and flooding caused the fairly busy road to collapse. TDOT rushed to bring in emergency bids to get a contractor working on a fix right away. We were originally told one lane would open in mid-November and then both lanes eventually by the end of the year. But then we got the exciting news this morning. Construction crews finished fast and both lanes are open today. The Rush construction project, TDOT said, just shy of $1 million. About 3,000 commuters very happy about that. Next on the 7, Tennessee's oldest serving lawmaker has passed away. A Tennessee House Democrat spokesperson confirming the news of Representative Barbara Cooper's passing. She represented Memphis since the late 1990s and was in the running, actually, for the upcoming November 8th election. Representative Cooper was not only the oldest serving lawmaker in Tennessee at the time of her death, but also the second oldest state lawmaker serving in the entire country and the oldest serving Democrat. She is remembered as a community advocate who supported reforms for students and the city of Memphis.
She knew that there was a need, and I think that was just a calling in her life to serve all mankind, and which is a motto of Alpha Kappa Alpha. She was not deterred about how she was treated, but she was more concerned about how people were treated. And so her fight continued.
Thoughts and prayers go out to her family. Representative Barbara Cooper was 93. Continuing our Big 7 coverage, several Knoxville-based companies that are helping UT student athletes with NIL deals. Well, this includes Moonshine Mountain Cookies. They say this alliance is helping with both their hard and soft sales.
Benefit, obviously, for hard sales when something happens good with the athlete, that we get people coming in and purchasing cookies. But really, probably long-term and more importantly, is the soft sales. The fact that we are a local-based company, even though we ship all over the country, but our local university, the University of Tennessee, that we affiliate with them.
But we should note this partnership not only means sales are going up for Moonshine Mountain Cookies, but for many players, known and unknown. This is really a big opportunity to get their name in the ring and try to boost their brand before moving on from the college ranks.